Hello there! This is Operanxis, and I am going to review every single Star Wars movie leading up to the Han Solo spin-off movie. So today we'll start with Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. While many think that this movie is terrible, I think that it's brilliant. In fact, many people complain that this movie has too much politics in it, and Star Wars, they basically want action from Star Wars. Well, to be honest, that's exactly the opposite of what I want. I don't really like action. I can take a little bit of it, but in A New Hope, the last part, the trench run with the Yavin 4, it wasn't interesting for me. But the politics in these movies are entertaining as hell for me. No, I'm not joking, seriously. So, starting off with the ambassadors from the Supreme Chancellor arriving at the blockade of Naboo by the Trade Federation. The only thing that I don't think is good is that the Jedi just come wearing Jedi robes. That is stupid because the Trade Federation, as we later discover, doesn't like Jedi and they basically want to kill them. Why didn't the Jedi just put on, like, I don't know, ambassador clothes, like maybe just some very business uniform or anything? But that's a nitpick. So after that, I love this scene where basically the Trade Federation guys are like, "What? We don't know what we have to do. Let's call Darth Sidious. Let's introduce the main villain." That's just me, of course, saying. And basically, Darth Sidious appears and he's like, "What is it? The theme of yours has failed, Lord Sidious. The blockade's finished. We dare not go against the Jedi." And then my favorite quote from this movie happens. "Viceroy, I don't want this stunted slime in my sight again." And then he's like, "I'm going away." So basically, Sidious tells them to kill the Jedi. However, they are unable, and the Jedi escape onto Naboo in one of their tanks. They land on Naboo, and I just love Naboo. It's such a cool planet. It's very exotic, and it's full of life. You feel fresh air when you are there in the movie. We then meet Jar Jar Binks, and although many people hate Jar Jar Binks, I actually find most of his comedy pretty funny. Especially because I'm from Russia and the Russian dub is even more hilarious than the English one. Because, like, when he says some cringe-worthy lines, they make it rhyme and they make it very... But I'm going off theme here. So basically they visit the Gungans, which will play a bigger part later in the story. They rescue the Queen and they just go off into space to fly to Coruscant. The only thing I don't understand, why didn't they take the governor, CO Bible, or CO Bible, I don't know, with them? I mean, we later see that he is like with Newt Gunray because he stayed there, but I thought, didn't he come in there, like with them? Because if he's separated and just stood there, then this is ridiculous, a bit. I mean, I understand that he wants to stay with his people, but even Queen Amidala, who wanted to stay with her people, she went. So why did they leave him? I don't know. But let's go on. So basically, R2 is introduced. I love how all the droids are getting blown up and he's the only one that stays. And then the Queen tells the handmaiden to clean the droid. We later learn that it's the opposite and that Sabe is actually a decoy and Padme is the real queen. But it's alright. We then have this very badass and cool introduction of Darth Maul just entering the frame from the hologram. This is my apprentice, Darth Maul. Ta-da!
He will find the lost ship.
I love it. After that, they land on Tatooine, and many people, I don't know why, they mix up Mos Espa with Mos Eisley. Just to explain, the spaceport that Qui-Gon and Jar Jar and everyone visit in Episode 1 is not the same one that Obi-Wan and Luke visit in Episode 4. That was Mos Eisley. This is Mos Espa. So basically they come across Watto, who just so happens to be the slave owner of Anakin, who is essential to the plot. And you know what? Many people hated the performance that Jake Lloyd gave. But you know what? Stop hating children's performances. You know how that affects them? Well, basically, let me tell you, Jake Lloyd quit his acting career just because he felt too traumatized after all the critics said that he was bad. Yes, the young Anakin quit his entire career because you evil people telling him of his awful performance, which isn't true, led him to that. Okay, I'm not complaining. Let's continue. So basically, Jar Jar wants to eat this Gorg frog, but when the seller tells that it costs 7 whoopee, Jar Jar just throws it into the plate of Sebulba, and I love the idea that Sebulba walks on his hands and does all this, like what we do, like, I don't know, touching things and turning and anything with your hands with his legs. I like Sebulba's design, but not Sebulba. So Anakin saves Jar Jar, and so Anakin saves them after that because a sandstorm is coming and they can't go anywhere because the ship is too far away. So Anakin takes them home. And many people complain about the idea that Anakin is actually the one who built C-3PO. But I don't really, I know that they even created a reason like, Anakin just rebuilt him from scrap because of the fans' annoying hatred. But I love that idea, and I love seeing like this naked sort of version of C-3PO, and I love that Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO in the original trilogy, although he isn't a puppeteer, he actually puppeteered the C-3PO puppet, and then he was just erased by the editors from the background so that it seems like the droid is moving himself. We then see Coruscant for the first time when Darth Maul is talking to Darth Sidious on the balcony. Well, Coruscant is amazing. Although it's one of my least favorite planets in the Star Wars galaxy, its design is incredible. And I love the conversation between Darth Sidious and Darth Maul. In fact, you must know that although Darth Maul has like 3 lines in the entire movie, those lines aren't said by the actor who portrayed him. They are said by Peter Serafimovich. I don't know how to say it, probably Serafimovich. So basically George Lucas wasn't happy with the voice of Darth Maul, as he wasn't happy with the voice of Darth Vader in the original trilogy. He replaced the voice. And in fact, the conversation actually had, I think, different lines, because when I watched the documentary of making of this movie, Sidious actually says everything is going as planned. The Republic will soon be in my control. But he doesn't say that in the actual movie. He says something else. Off topic here. So basically, then Anakin builds his pod, and Watto goes in a deal with Qui-Gon and everything, and then there's the pod race. The miniatures for the pod race are amazing. Yeah, and people who think that there is too much CGI in the prequels, well, I can see where they're coming from, but I'm alright with it, and there isn't actually that much. They actually went on a lot of locations.
Enough! Stop praising this awful movie. In that trilogy, I had to say lines like, I don't like sand. I am much cooler now in this trilogy. Take this guy away. Continued in part 2. Subscribe to this guy's awful channel and click that notification bell to stay up to date with all his stupid content. Darth Vader